Hey guys, Phil here at Woods Tree Farm. Thanks for stopping by. It is full on springtime out here. Spring came fast and it came early this year, so you can hear the peepers out in the distance, maybe if you can hear it over the wind. It's really breezy today. And you can see behind me there is not a single cloud in the sky, and temperatures are in the mid 70s today. I'm actually hot in this long sleeve shirt. I got my sleeves pulled up because it is hot. It's sunny, and I have an upgrade for the tractor that I'm excited to share with you guys because it gets hot here in Central Virginia. A little bit of shade on the tractor would be super nice. A cab with AC would be even nicer, but that's not in the budget. So a little bit of shade would be nice, and of course, not just keeping us cooler and comfortable while we're operating the tractor, it's also a big health concern for me in particular because there is a history of skin cancers in my family, and just 2 weeks ago I had 2 different precancerous things removed from one from my chest and one from my back. So it's something that I'm super conscious about, and you'll see me in my videos. Even in the heat of the summer, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. I wear these high performance fabrics and wear them all year long. So anyway, point being, skin cancer and sun exposure is a big issue and something that I'm concerned about. So a canopy for the tractor is going to be a welcomed upgrade. I'm going to share with you the one that I have for the tractor today. There's a lot of options for different canopies on the market, but the one I have today I'm pretty sure is among the best available. Let me show you. Here is the box. I haven't even opened it yet, and you can see on there it says Curtis Industries. In case you're not aware, Curtis is one of the predominant cab manufacturers for tractors and for side-by-sides and other utility vehicles. So many of the mainstream tractors out there have aftermarket cabs available from Curtis, and many of the OEM cabs that come dealer installed on tractors are also from Curtis. So they know what they're doing and they know how to make a quality product. Curtis is who owns Artillion, who I have featured many of their other products here on the channel. I have a partnership with them, and this comes through that partnership as well. So while no, I did not buy this product with my own money, I am going to give you my honest feedback, and we're going to install this thing together on the video today. So I'll share with you everything that I experienced in unpacking this and installing it along the way, and then we'll go take it down in the woods, because that's actually one thing that I'm kind of concerned about, is how much does this really stick out and will it limit where on my property I'm able to use the tractor. So let's get into it. This thing's really on there. Come on now. Why is it so difficult? All right. So I've had this observation before with some of the Artillion products that I've unpacked. They are really well packaged. I mean, they are made for this direct-to-consumer shipping. They know that they're making heavier, higher quality products, and they need to be packaged well so that they don't get damaged in shipment, and they do that really well. They use a lot of this low-density foam that they pack in the corners so that if it ships in the box, it's well protected and it's not going to break through the box. And then, you know, depending on the item that's being shipped, they use a lot of other materials, either craft paper or bubble wrap or air packs, and they use a combination of many different things in order to make sure the product doesn't get damaged. All right, so we have the canopy out of the box. So this canopy is metal, okay, but it's very light. So I don't know what that weighs, but probably 20 pounds or so. This does not include the mounting bracket, which is going to be in a second box, and we're going to have to get that out in a second. And get all this open and undone. There, okay. So let's get the mounting bracket. All right, this is the second piece here. This is the canopy mount, and this piece will go on the ROPS of the tractor. I still need to install this piece to the roof panel, and I need to open up all the hardware here and check my directions, make sure I don't do anything out of order. The first thing before step 1, park vehicle on level ground. Well, that can't happen on our property. Not a single thing is level around here. Ha! All right. it took me a second. The first step is to mount this piece to the ROPS, and I need to get it off of this frame, and I couldn't figure out how. Probably if I read ahead or somewhere it would tell me. But anyway, you've got 2 levers under here, and you kind of need to reach your fingers down and release it right there. So now we got that off, we can go mount it. Which hardware are we going to need for that? For this next step, this is going to mount up here, and you're going to get U-bolts through this section, and they give you a whole bunch of washers. And this is one thing that I've been impressed with Artilian on their other products, is they give you all the hardware you need to get the job done. They know that not every ROPS bar on every machine is the exact same height and width. So they give you a bunch of washers, I think 16 of them. So if your ROPS ends up being a little smaller and you need to make sure you're grabbing a hold of threads on the U-bolt, because the U-bolt threads only come down halfway, they give you the washer so you can stack it up a little bit and you can put your nut on and make sure you get good threads all the way down. I have plenty of threads underneath, so I'm not going to need any of those washers. Next up, if you see those 3 holes on the side of the bracket up there, the top part of the mount needs to get installed using 1-inch bolts on those 3 holes. This is where that first instruction of doing this on a level surface would have been beneficial, but what you're supposed to do is figure out what angle you want your canopy at and then tighten those bolts down after you have that figured out. So I just had to eyeball it. If I can kind of figure out here, I basically just kind of visualized what this would look like across the top of the mount, and I hopefully have mine just lean forward like a couple degrees. If not, I can adjust it while it's up there hopefully. Or I'll just have to do this over again. For the next set of instructions here, you're supposed to take this canopy frame and attach it to the thing that we just put up on the ROPS, and then figure out where you want your canopy positioned. And they give you instructions based on if your ROPS is leaning forward or if it's leaning backwards or if it's vertical. Ours is vertical, and I think that just means I'm going to be able to use the center mounting holes that are on here. If you look on this thing here, there are a number of different mounting options, and you can use these smaller holes, you can use these bigger grooves, and then you can position this either forward or back depending on where you want your canopy. For what I want to do, I'm just going to put it all the way back, and I think that's going to give me enough shade where I want it. And that way I don't need to bolt this up while I'm standing up there. I can do it here on the ground. Okay, with everything hand tight, I can just tighten it down now from here. Okay, so this is not heavy, but obviously it's big. It's a little cumbersome. So what we want to be able to do is get up there. It can be the easiest way to get up there. Yeah, that'll work. So the actual frame of the canopy works pretty well as a handle. So once I get up there, alright. It's windy today too. I don't want this thing to carry me off. Nice. That's going to be great. That's going to be really great. And then if you want to remove it, you just use these levers. There's one on each side. With those levers pushed down, the canopy can lift up off of its bracket, and then it comes right out. Pretty cool. Yeah. Well, now we're going to take this into the woods. I really want to see how much that gets hung up on some of the branches and stuff on our trail, and that way I'm just informed whether I need to take it off before doing any work in the woods. But this rack here, I featured on my other channel, Flat Creek Outdoors. If you weren't aware, I did start a new channel, and I do more of our general farm projects and more equipment videos on that channel than I will in the future here on Woods Tree Farm. So if you want to see more about this rack, go check out Flat Creek Outdoors. I'll leave a link to that video in this video's description, and you can go check that out. And I also have some other products from Artillion that I'll be featuring in the future, and I'm going to likely show those on the Flat Creek Outdoors channel as well. On the way in here, I think I scraped one or two little hollies, so really not much more. It doesn't add much height, a couple inches maybe at the most. So it's not really any more cumbersome in the woods than the ROPS by itself. Anything you'll hit with the ROPS, you'll hit with the Canopy. Now obviously if there were some really big stout branches that would hit the ROPS, you probably don't want them to get up underneath the Canopy, so that'd be something to pay attention to. But as far as like the small branches that I have all around here and the small holly trees, and this is one of my most used sections of trail, at least most used that I bring the tractor on, it was fine getting in here. I've got another section over there. I know it's even more open than this. It'll be just fine. And once we get even deeper into our woods, it gets a little tighter. And if I knew I was taking a tractor down there, I might just go ahead and take that canopy off just to be safe. But anyway, I have something else for the canopy, but I'm going to wait until another day just because I got to get some other things done today to install it. But they also sent me a fan kit that's going to mount up underneath there. And I don't really need it yet. Temperature's only in the 70s, but I'm going to need it here soon because it's going to get hot in Central Virginia fast, and that's going to be a welcomed addition. So look out for that on a future video. If you have any questions about the install or about the product itself or anything else that we do out here on our 43-acre farm in Central Virginia, leave those in the comments. I'll be happy to answer as well. And be sure to check out Flat Creek Outdoors through the link in this video's description, and you'll see the types of content and types of videos that we publish on that channel. All right, it's going to wrap it up for me today. Thanks for watching, guys. Say hey, Caroline.
Hi.
All right, we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.